Sit up nice and tall. Let your hands rest wherever it's comfortable. Let your eyes soften if that's okay for you. And then think about growing your spine long. Maybe a little waggle side to side to find those sit bones. Maybe hinge forward and back a little bit. And find that center where you're sitting up tall. Think about dropping your shoulders away from your ears, letting your elbows get heavy. Maybe even drawing your hands back on your legs so that your elbows can come closer to your waist. And then take a big inhale, breathing in all the air you can. Retain it for a moment, and then exhale out through your mouth. Take another big inhale through your nose, bringing in all the air that you can, feeling the air and noticing it on your skin. Face your hands, your arms. Hold that breath for a moment. And then exhale everything out through your mouth. Final breath in. Hold it, and this time exhale everything out through your nose. It is your choice whether you keep your eyes closed or you open them up, but reach your arms out to the side and then let them float all the way up overhead, reaching your fingertips towards the ceiling, drawing your belly button in, coming up nice and tall. On your exhale, twist to the left towards the street, bringing your right hand towards your left knee, your left hand behind you. Breathe in, get taller, and then exhale, gently look over your left shoulder. On your inhale, reach both arms back up to the ceiling. Then on your exhale, twist to the right towards the hallway, bringing your left hand to your knee, lifting up, breathing in. Exhale as you twist a little bit deeper, gazing over your right shoulder. Inhale your arms back up overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. On your inhale, reach your left arm up to the ceiling, and on your exhale, bend over to the right, holding on to your opposite knee, feeling a big side stretch. We're gonna cartwheel our left hand down to the mat and then sweep our right arm up and over towards the street. Nice. And then reach both arms back up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the right, left hand on right knee. Reach the right arm up and over towards the street. Breathe here. And then bring the right hand down to the mat, sweep the left arm up and over. Nice. Come back up to sit, reach your arms out into a T. Give yourself a hug with the left arm on top. Breathe here. Go ahead and lift your elbows up to the ceiling, putting a small arch in your back like a cow spine. And then exhale, round like seated cat. Inhale for seated cow. Exhale for seated cat. Open your arms back out into your T shape and then cross your left arm, right arm over your left. And lift your elbows up, seated cow. Exhale, round, seated cat. Inhale up for cow. Exhale, round. One more time, inhale up. And exhale, round. Open your arms into a T. Bring your hands down, make your way into your tabletop position. However that is comfortable for you. Lining your knees up under your hips. When you look through your legs, you should not be able to see your toes. They should be straight behind your knees. Bring your hands onto the mat underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers, pointer finger pointing forward. Lean forward just a little bit so you can feel the pressure in your knuckles and your fingertips. And now drop your belly, feel your heart reach through your arms. Exhale, round crown of the head to the floor. Inhale, roll forward one vertebra at a time. Think about drawing the heels of your hands towards your kneecaps. And then exhale, round. One more time, roll forward. Exhale, round. Come back to neutral. Reach your right arm forward, left leg back behind you. Float them up. Find your balance here, gazing straight down. Bringing your right bicep by your right ear, left leg back at hip height. Nice, everyone. Take a breath here and now lower everything down, tap the floor. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. One more time, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, hold here. And on your exhale, draw your knee and elbow to meet. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee and elbow meet. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee and elbow meet. Inhale, extend. Return your hand, return your knee. Turn your fingertips towards you if that's available. And maybe rock back and forth. Maybe rock side to side or make small circles. And then return your fingers towards the front of your mat. Extend your left arm out, right leg back, knee facing down. Float your arm and leg up, finding your balance, keeping your leg at hip height. Everybody looks really good. Breathe here, and now tap the floor, lift back up. Tap the floor, lift back up. Tap and lift, hold. Shift the weight in your right hand to make sure you're engaging the hand with your fingertips and your knuckles. And then exhale, draw the knee and elbow to meet. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee and elbow meet. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee and elbow meet. Inhale, extend. Lower everything back down. So we did cat-cow traditionally, and now we're gonna do like a cement truck. So if you can envision that, you're gonna lift your back up, you're gonna move it over to the right, and then drop your belly down and lift it back up. So think about making this cylindrical shape. Your arms, your hips, your elbows are gonna be a little bit more into this than a traditional cat-cow. You can get as juicy and flowy as you want, making this as small or as big as feels good for you. When you get to the top, switch directions. So maybe you're wagging your tail a little bit, maybe you're shimmying your shoulders. There might be some popping and cracking. That should be okay. But if there's pain, do not continue. All right, come back to your neutral. Slide your hands forward approximately one handprint. Curl your toes under, trying to connect as many of those toes with the mat as possible. Feel like your heels are being pulled back behind you, and then slowly start to hover your knees and slowly start to straighten your legs. We'll end in down dog, but I want you to move nice and slow to get there. Reaching your hips up, Keeping your knees bent, pressing the floor away from you, and then finally letting your knees get to an almost straight position. Drop your left heel, drop your right heel, bending your knees. Feel the stretch from your Achilles up to your hip. And now lift both of your heels up so you're on your tippy toes and drop both heels over to the right. Keeping your hands where they are. This might be a little uncomfortable through the torso. It's a deep twist. And then come back up to center tippy toe and drop your heels over to the left. And come back to center. Roll forward into plank, one vertebra at a time. Once your shoulders are over your wrists, notice if you have to step your feet back a little bit to stay in a nice line. Feel free to drop your knees down at any time that you need to. Now we're gonna lift back up to plank. Take a breath here. Inhale, roll forward into plank. Exhale, everybody, drop your knees, shift your hips back, and then lift your hips into downward facing dog. Pull forward into plank. For some reason, this makes me think of a water wheel. Drop your knees, press your hips back, lift up to downward facing dog. If you want to go straight from plank to down dog, you can do that. Otherwise, stay with me, drop your knees, shift your hips back, and peel up to down dog. Meet in this down dog, holding here. Float your right leg straight up behind you. Breathe here in your three-legged dog. And now lower the right leg down. Readjust so you're evenly on both feet. And now float the left leg up. And bring that down. Float your right leg up. Draw the right knee in towards your chest and slide the right foot up between your hands into your low lunge. Gently rock back and forth here if that feels good. Maybe come up onto your fingertips and feel your heart reaching forward. Release any tension you might have in your jaw. And then plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog. Float your left leg up behind you, nice and long. Bend your left knee, bring it towards your chest, and slide your left foot up between your hands. Gently rock back and forth in this low lunge. Noticing how you're connecting your right toes with the mat. Is it only your big toe, or are you really focused on all the toes? And notice how you make that subtle difference. You might feel it all the way up through your hip flexor. And now plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Float your right leg up again. Now turn and open your hip. Drop your right knee, or bend your right knee so you drop your right foot towards your left side. Big stretch here. If you want to take some circles with your knees, you can go ahead and do that. Think about your left heel getting closer to the mat. Now straighten that right leg back out again. Knee facing down, hips square to the floor. And then bring that right knee all the way in towards your chest and step the right foot up in between your hands. This time we'll lower the left knee down. You can tuck or untuck the toes, your choice. Inhale your arms up. Breathe here. Let your hips sink forward, maybe gaze a little bit up at the ceiling. And then on your exhale, shift your hips back, extend your front leg coming into your half split. Roll back forward into your crescent lunge, reaching your arms up, gazing up. A lot of balance here, even though we're low to the ground. And then exhale, shift back into your half split. Let's do that one more time. So sweep your arms forward, staying in those railroad tracks. And then exhale back. Come back, bring your both hands on either side of your right foot. Lift your left knee, step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath, realign, float your left leg straight up behind you. Turn your left hip open, stacking it on top of the right, and then bend your left knee, letting your left foot come over towards the right side of your body. Stay here or take 3 or 4 big circles with your knee, totally up to you. Love that twirling the ankle if that feels good. Maybe bend and straighten the knee. And now extend your legs straight, turn your hips back towards the mat, knee facing down. Draw the left knee into your chest and step the left foot up between your hands. Lower the right knee down, reach your arms out and up. Nice. Let your hips sink forward, gaze up. And then exhale, shift your hips back, half split. Inhale, reach your arms out and forward. Exhale back. One more time, inhale forward. Big stretch. Exhale back. Roll onto your left foot, plant one hand on either side, step back into downward facing dog. And breathe here. Slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands. Little steps, coming into a forward fold at the front of your mat. Your knees should be soft. Reach for opposite elbows. Gently let your hips sway. Maybe you shake your torso right and left, back and forth. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Release that grip on your elbows if you have it. And then roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. Pressing down through your feet as you come all the way up to stand. Lining your shoulders up over your hips up over your ankles, finding that tall spine that you had while we were sitting at the beginning of class. Roll your shoulders back 3 times, and then roll them forward 3 times. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Pull your knuckles down and away from you. Maybe you can get the heels of your hands together. Now notice if your butt started to sway, and can you pull that tailbone in? It's okay if your elbows are bent. It's okay if your hands aren't completely touching. Take another inhale. As you exhale, fold forward if it's available. If not, let go of the grip. And then everybody let go of the grip. Bring your hands down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back with your right foot. Let your left foot join it in plank. Lower your knees, hug your elbows in, lower chest and chin. Untuck your toes, lift up for baby cobra. Lower back down. Press up through tabletop, curl your toes under, peel yourself back up to downward facing dog, and breathe. Float your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Pull your heart open. And then exhale, fold forward. Release the grip. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Step your left leg back. Step your right leg back to plank. Lower your knees. Lower your chest and chin. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. Exhale down. Lift up through tabletop into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Float your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot all the way forward. Step your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your arms all the way out and up, and then let them come down by your side to take a rest. Take a breath here. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back with your right foot. Join it with your left foot, high plank. Lower your knees, hugging your elbows, chest and chin. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. And breathe. Float your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot to join it. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, fold right back down again. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back with the left leg. Step back with the right leg into plank. Lower knees, chest, chin. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. Exhale through tabletop or child's pose into downward facing dog. And breathe. Float your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot all the way forward. Step your right foot to join it. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your arms all the way up. And then let them float down by your side. Take a breath. Let your shoulders relax. Sit back into your chair pose. Nice. And your feet, oh, everybody's feet look so good. Shift that weight just a little bit into your heels and sit a tiny bit lower. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back with the right foot. Inhale your arms up to high lunge. Exhale your hands down to low lunge. Step your left foot back to plank. Lower your knees, lower your chest and chin, untuck your toes, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Put your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Inhale to chair pose. Nice. I mean, not nice, but nice. And then exhale, fold forward. Step back with your right leg. Inhale up to high lunge. Exhale down. Step your left foot back to plank. Lower your knees, hug your elbows in, lower chest and chin. Untuck your toes, lift up baby cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. And breathe. Put your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot all the way forward. Step your right foot to meet it. Inhale, flat back. Exhale into chair pose. So much fun, right? And then stand all the way up. Pull your shoulders out. We're gonna do some balancing, so if you need a chair or a wall, we're gonna work on eagle today. So we did a little chair to warm up our hips. We did a little hugging earlier, so let's see how it goes. So let's start with our hands on our waist. Sit back into chair pose. You're gonna lift your left leg up and then cross it over your right. If you can double cross, go for it. If not, do not worry about it. Let's just work on crossing the top leg, holding on to our hips. Now, if you have that balance, try reaching your arms out to either side. So our left leg is on top. We're gonna want our right arm on top. 1 or 2 crosses. Good. Now squeeze your inner thighs together and shift that weight ever so slightly into your heel. Can you bend your knee and sit a little bit deeper? Beautiful. All right, we're gonna unwind as slowly and as gracefully as you want. Everybody do their own thing. All right. Shake it out. I know it's a lot of work. I hope none of you were holding your breath. You're all still standing, so I guess we're okay. All right, let's do the other side. And then later on in class, maybe we'll do this lying down just to see the difference. Sit down. We're gonna lift up our right leg this time. Cross it once or twice. Maybe it's like 1.5. Reach your arms out, left arm on top of right. Single or double cross. And now press and squeeze your inner thighs together. Think about your hips being even without one being up and the other being down. Can you bend your knee a little bit more? Sit back a little bit deeper. Breathe here. One more breath. And then unwind as gracefully and as beautifully as you each want to. And then shake it out side to side. All right, we're gonna come to the top of the mat. We will build our flow. We'll go through it a few times. Grab a sip of water if anyone needs it. A lot of talking. Okay. Top of the mat. Feet together. Stand up tall. Take a breath. Settle. You got this. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back to plank. Now you can do knees, chest, chin, or if chaturanga is in your practice, feel free to take that now. Everyone else, knees, chest, chin. Untuck your toes, baby cobra, or if you prefer upward facing dog, you can do that now. And then exhale either into plank or through child's pose into downward facing dog. So lots of options for everyone. We're gonna float our left leg up behind us, and tonight we're gonna draw our left knee into our chest and then float it back up behind us. Draw the knee in. Float it back up behind us. And this time as we draw the knee in, we're gonna step the left foot up between our hands, coming into our low lunge. Make sure your hips are square. Plant your right hand down, sweep the left arm up, coming into your twist. Breathe here. Bring that left arm down, around to the back, pick up with your right arm and Both arms lift up into high lunge. Breathe here. We're going to drop our right heel and open into our warrior two facing the hallway. Lengthen and straighten both the legs. Let your fingertips touch overhead. And then exhale, melt back into your warrior two. Lift on up. Exhale, melt into your warrior two, making sure your left knee stays in line with your big toes. Lift on up and melt back down. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Take your right hand, bring it around the back of your waist so that it touches your left hip bone. Take one more breath here, and then unwind back into your warrior two. Bring your left arm to your left thigh, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Once you know that your legs are where you want them to be, reach your right arm towards me, coming into that deep side angle. Nice stretch. Beautiful. Straighten your legs, bring your arms to your T shape. Point both toes towards the hallway. Breathe here. Lift your arms up to the ceiling, gaze straight up. And now make warrior two to the back of the room. So you're turning your right toes to the back wall. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come back to warrior two. Straighten your legs, turn both toes towards the hallway, arms up to the ceiling. Warrior two to the front of the room. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. A lot of hip opening there. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. Into your downward facing dog. Breathing your down dog. Check in that your weight is evenly balanced between your right side and your left side. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw the knee into your chest. Float the right leg up behind you. Draw the knee in. One more time, float the right leg up. Draw the knee in. Step the right foot up between your hands. Plant your left hand down, twist and open up to the right. Feel your left legs lengthen and reach back behind you. Reach your right arm back down to the floor, and then both arms reach up into your high lunge. Breathe here. Drop your left heel down, open into your warrior two, facing the street. Straighten your front leg, fingertips tap overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Lengthen and straighten. Exhale, melt back down. One more time, lift on up. Exhale, melt. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Take your left hand, bring it around, place it on your right hip. We're doing that so that you're not dumping your weight into your back leg and that you're using your legs to support you. Come back to warrior two. Bend your right forearm, place it on your right thigh, reach your left hand up to the ceiling. Check in with your legs, and then reach your left arm overhead towards me, getting nice and long. Breathe here. Come on up to your warrior two, straighten your front leg, turn both toes towards the street, reach your arms up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two to the back of the room. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Nice, everyone. Come back to warrior two, straighten your legs, turn both toes back to the street, arms up overhead. And warrior two to the front of the room. Cartwheel yourself down, step back to plank, your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Nice, everyone. Great. Let's float our left leg up behind us. Draw your left knee to your left elbow. Reach your left leg back up behind you. Left knee to left elbow. Reach the leg up. One more time, left knee to left elbow, and then step the left foot up between your hands. Plant your right hand down, reach your left arm up. This time, reach your left arm back behind you, maybe gazing at your fingertips. Bring your left hand down to the floor, reach both arms out in front of you, up into your high lunge. Drop your right heel open into your warrior two. Pause here. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Flow through to side angle, placing your left forearm on your left thigh. Reach your right arm up and over. Maybe you explore bringing your left hand down to the ground. Maybe you bring your right hand behind you for a half bind. Try something new. There you go, Anna. You were close. And if you're in a bind, slowly unwind, come back to warrior two. Straighten both legs, turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful triangle. Bring both hands up to the sky, turn your toes to the hallway. And now turn your right toe to the back of the room, coming into peaceful triangle this way. So left hand down, right arm up. Yep. Perfect, everyone. Engage those inner thighs. Reach your arms back into a T, turn both toes to the hallway. Come back into warrior two, facing me. Or left toes facing me. Take a breath here. One more breath. And then cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga, baby cobra, upward facing dog, or skip it. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Good. Float your right leg up behind you, right knee to right elbow. Float your right knee leg up behind you, right knee to right elbow. One more time, right leg up behind you, right knee to right elbow, and then step the right foot up between your hands. Plant your left hand down, twist up to the right. Reach your right arm back behind you. Maybe you gaze back at your thumb. Right hand comes all the way down to the floor. Both arms reach out in front of you into high lunge. Drop the left heel down, open into warrior two. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come into side angle. Exploring on this side, maybe bringing your hand to the floor, maybe taking a half bind or a full bind. Opening your heart up, stacking your shoulders. Nice, everyone. Unwind into warrior two. Straighten your front leg, turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful triangle. Bring your arms out to a T, turn both toes towards the street. Turn your left toes to the back of the room, turn your left palm up, exhale, peaceful triangle. Reach your arms back into T. Turn both toes towards the street. Turn your right toes towards me. Come back into warrior two. Breathe here. Think about your left fingertips pulling your torso back. One more breath. And then cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Your version of your vinyasa. we'll meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here in down dog. Float your right leg up behind you. Nope, I lied. Bring it down. Float your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot forward. Reach up with your left hand. Sweep it back. Come all the way up into your high lunge. Open into your warrior two. Left palm up, peaceful warrior. Float all the way through to side angle, half bind, full bind. I might have. Peaceful lawyer. It's a new pose. And then come back into peaceful warrior. Straighten your front leg. Reach towards me. Coming into triangle pose. Reaching your right arm up. Engage your inner thighs. Press down into the outer edges of your feet. Make sure your legs are working. Lift back up, arms in T. Bend your front knee back into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. And breathe. 2 more breaths here. Now float the right leg up behind you. Step the right foot all the way forward between your hands. Plant your left hand. Bring your right arm up. Sweep it back down to the floor. And then both arms up into high lunge. Drop your left heel down. Open into warrior two. Turn your right palm up. Peaceful warrior. Come all the way through to side angle, taking a half bind or a full bind if you want that. Breathing here. Unwind back into warrior two. Turn your right palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. Straighten your front leg. Reaching your torso back. Reach your arm towards me. Coming into your triangle pose, left arm up to the ceiling. Activate your inner thighs, press down with your feet, feel your legs holding up your body. 1 more breath, and then come back into your warrior two. Pause here, let your shoulders relax. Cartwheel your hands down, step back to plank. Go through your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin. Baby cobra, upward facing dog. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. So lower your knees down, cross your ankles, and come into a seated position with your feet out in front of you. All right, so we're gonna do our slow roll down. Reach your arms out, feet heavy, bum heavy. Scoop out your belly and start to roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Nice and slow. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring your feet to the either edge of your yoga mat. Let your knees windshield wiper right to left. We're gonna do 2 bridges tonight. So get that in your head. Maybe you wanna do 2 bridges. Maybe you wanna try a wheel if that's already in your practice. So bring your feet in line with your hips. Toes pointing away from your knees up to the ceiling. You should be able to tickle your heels with your fingers. Place your palms down on the floor. Back of your head is on the floor. And now we're gonna peel up 1 vertebra at a time, starting with your tailbone, peeling up nice and slow, lifting your spine, Bringing your chest to your chin, gazing up at the ceiling. When your hips are as high as they can go, option to interlace your fingers behind your back and shimmy your shoulders together. Think about pressing your big toe, your pinky toe, and the heel of your foot into the mat. Lift your hips up a little bit higher. 2 more breaths here. And now release that grip and roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Seeing if you can really feel every single vertebra, even the ones that clump together. And once your tailbone is back on the mat, let your toes make it to the edge of your yoga mat and let your knees touch and center. Maybe you place 1 hand on your stomach, 1 hand on your heart, and take a few breaths here. We're gonna do that again. So line your feet back up with your hips, knees to the ceiling. Check the distance with your fingertips. Palms face down. Peel up 1 vertebra at a time. Once your hips are as high as you think they can go, interlace your fingers, shimmy your shoulders together. Press your forearms and the outer edge of your hands into the mat to give you a slightly deeper back bend. Think about your thighs squeezing an imaginary yoga block together. Can you press your hips up a little bit further? Your gaze should be relaxed at the ceiling. Your chest is coming towards your chin and your chin is going upwards. 2 more breaths here. And then release your grip and roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Nice and slow. Trying to feel each little bone as it rolls onto the mat. Once the last one is down, let your knees knock together, let your feet come to the edge of the mat. If you want to open your arms into a T and then windshield wiper your legs side to side, feel free to do that. Okay, so we did eagle standing. Now we are going to try it here where it is much more accessible. So reach both legs up to the ceiling. Cross your right leg in front of your left. Maybe you can even get them a little bit more intertwined this way. And now bend your knees. So think about flexed feet standing on the floor. And you're wrapping your legs just like you would be if you were standing. But you're able to get into a lot more hip compression. That looks nice, everyone. All right, now take your arms, right arm over left, and twist them once or twice. And now since we're on the floor, your elbows are probably pointing up to the ceiling. And I want you to think about lifting your arms to be, so your forearms are parallel with the floor. So instead of letting your elbows get close, I want you to think about reaching them up, lifting up. So we're compressing, but also finding space. Imagine that you're standing on the floor. You are balancing like a rock star. 1 more breath here, and then slowly unwind, come into a giant star, X shape, legs out, arms out. All right, so now we're gonna bring both legs back up to the ceiling. We're gonna cross the left leg in front of the right, over the right, single or double cross, bend your knees, flex your feet. Imagine that you're standing. And now left arm over right, hug, or single or double cross. Think about your elbows reaching up to the ceiling, keeping your forearms active. So there's compression in your hip joints. Drawing your knees and elbows towards each other. One more breath here. And then slowly unwind back into that X shape. Take a breath. Since we're already on our backs, we'll do figure 4 tonight instead of pigeon. But if you really wanted pigeon, go ahead and flip over. Otherwise, both feet on the floor, knees to the ceiling. Right leg reaches up to the ceiling, right foot up to the sky, and then you bend the right knee and place the right ankle on the left knee. Gently press the right thigh away from you with the right hand. Feel both hips on the ground, engage your core, and now float the left shin up so it's parallel with the floor. Reach through the hole in between your legs and interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Slowly draw that left thigh towards your chest, holding on to the 90-degree angle between your left shin and your left thigh. Use your right elbow to press your right thigh away from you. Keep your right foot flexed. Draw your left leg in a little bit more. The compression of your left thigh on your right ankle should stretch out your right glute. From here, you can do a little rocking side to side if that feels good. Some people like to extend their left leg up to the ceiling and down. Different variations. If you have a variation that you enjoy, go ahead and do that now. Think about keeping your spine long on the ground. We're in a hip stretch on the floor, but we're still working. So we haven't reached our total relaxation yet. And now slowly release the thigh, bring the left foot back down to the mat, extend the right leg up to the ceiling, and then bring the right foot down to the floor. Extend the left leg up to the ceiling. Turn the left leg out, bend the left knee, place the left ankle on the right knee. Gently press the left thigh away from you with the left hand. Keep your back on the ground, keep your hips even. So maybe even put your right fingers on your right hip as you press the left thigh away from you to make sure that that doesn't shift. Float the right shin parallel with the floor. You're using your right knee against your left foot. And now reach between your leg behind your right thigh, interlace your fingers, and draw the right thigh towards you. Use your left elbow to press the left leg away from you. Draw the right thigh in. Keep that right angle between your right shin and thigh. Still very active here. That looks really good, everyone. And if you like to extend the right leg or gently rock side to side or some combination of those two, go ahead and do that now. And unlock your fingers, let your right foot come back down to the mat. Extend your left leg up to the ceiling. Bring your left foot down to the mat. Windshield wiper your legs out if that feels right. Reach both feet up to the ceiling for a supported, very modified inversion here. If you would like to lift up into a shoulder stand and that's something that you do, you can go ahead and up. Otherwise, stay here with me with your feet reaching up to the ceiling, practicing this gentle modified inversion. And if you're in the shoulder stand, come down nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. And then we're gonna come into a reclined twist. So extend the left leg away from you. Draw the right knee into your chest. Open your arms into a T and drop the right leg over. So think about reaching your arms, your hands away from each other. Twisting through your torso, letting your right knee get heavy. Maybe gazing at fingertips. Come back onto your back, drop both knees into your chest, extend the right leg away from you, and bring the left knee across to the right. Extending your arms nice and long, finding a stretch through your chest. When you're ready, come back onto your back, squeeze both knees into your chest. If you like to take happy baby or wide straddle pose, go ahead and do that. Get your sweatshirts or socks if you need them. It got warm, but it'll get cold again as you start to wind down. When you're ready, extend your arms and legs away from you. Let the back of your head get heavy, coming into your Shavasana. Take a big inhale. Draw all that energy to the center of your body. Hold that energy in the middle. And then on your exhale, imagine it rolling out through your arms to your fingertips, through your legs, to your toes. And then one more time, draw all that energy and breath into your center. Hold it. And then exhale, let it all melt away. As you move into your Shavasana, I will come around with some lavender oil for Shavasana adjustment. If you prefer that I do not perform this on you, please place one hand on your belly and I'll know to respect your space. Thank you. Start to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe let your head rock gently side to side. ready, take a big stretch overhead, reaching your fingertips and toes away from each other. Then roll onto one side. Rolling up. Sitting up when you're ready, bringing your hands to your lap. Sit up nice and tall. Place one hand on your